welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be doing front brakes on a 2015 Toyota RAV4. Pay attention, learn something, stop doing a garage. Go ahead and pop this bottom bolt off. Oh, them are stiff. Them are real stiff. We need some grease. Pull these off. These brakes aren't bad. Really dusty though, but they just want them changed. So all right, let's get this whole hardware off in here. New brakes come with new hardware, we're changing them out. All right, now when you're doing these tabs, spring tabs, go in the back. So as you can see on the inside of the rotor, as you can see, they're going to go to the back side of the mount, not the front. Like so. That way this tab is specifically on the back side of the mount on the inside of the rotor. Okay? And if you're not sure, take a picture of a before and after. That way you can know that you're putting it back together the same way that it was. Sometimes they are a pain to get in. Okay. Now while I've got this caliper off, you can see all this dust and everything here. So we're just going to give her a quick spray. Clean it off a little bit. And then we're gonna look at that. That's so it's got grease, but it's really stuck. Now some of the other calipers or the caliper mounts, you'll notice that the rubber will stay on the bolt, but the bolt has the indentation here for sealing up the grommet that's on there. So you want to be careful you don't pull that out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give that a good grease. And that works better. See how this feels down here. Oh yeah, there we go. That works. There we go. It's got some pressure built up into that side. There, now it's moving a whole lot better. All right, now another thing with these brakes, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to change my gloves because I've got grease all over them. All right, now the next thing is that they'll come with these little clips. Us mechanics in the olden days called them rabbit ears. And it's basically so whenever your brakes get low, they rub on the rotor here and make a whistling sound. to let you know that they're low. It doesn't really matter which side you put them on. Just make sure that they are inside of this. Okay, you don't want them sticking out here because then they're not going to do their job. And get our caliper compression tool. That way we can press the caliper, and remember to do this with the lid of your master cylinder off. We'll go ahead and start compressing this. Do it nice and slow with the master cylinder cap off. And anyone that wants to credit or making a comment about the master cylinder cap not having to be off because they are vented, is just trying to discredit the information. Take the cap off, it's safer. If you look it up online, you see a million posts saying so. Make sure when you go to put this on, this hose is not kinked. You see, like if I go like this, that hose will kink. So you don't want to do that. Slide it on here, push these in. That one doesn't want to go in all the way. When you're putting these bolts on with an impact hammer, this is a lightweight, it's not very strong. Just do it until they're tight. And then manually come back through and check them for tightness. Of course, this one wants to spin. There we go. All right, now these lug nuts are not the wedge lug nuts. So whenever you're going to tighten these particular lug nuts in, you're just going to tighten them with the impact hammer and then go back with the torque wrench and check and make sure you have the right specs. Now, I don't know the specs on this particular vehicle at this present time, so I'm not going to put it in the video, but just know that I will be going and checking all the torque specs for these lug nuts after the video has ended. So everybody else, save your comments about whether or not I'm going to do it. And the reason for that being is these lugs can break very easily because it's not a wedge type thing. So that being said, there you go. 2015 Toyota RAV4. Have a good day.